Don't make me do it again. You're doing it.
I'm gonna want to do it every time now.
Twitch. we twitch every time we come on. Oh, that's terrible and hilarious.
Switch to Twitch. Here's a little up in the mic. See if you hear it.
And there we go. Is it a monster or something?
No, just an Arnold Palmer. Dadnarok, brought to you by Arizona Arnold Palmer Iced Tea.
In our dreams. It'd be nice. We won't take that money, Mr. Arnold Palmer, Amazon peoples. Talking to you, Jeff Bezos.
Give us some of your money.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'll take any of it. Hell, I'll be happy with a quarter. Just like say I took some of your money.
Quarter of a quarter.
Jesus. You're making me do math. Shut up.
Sean, topics. Here we go.
Me at the new dog. I didn't know if you had anything else really to add.
New dog's plenty.
Zach and freaking Niall's going tomorrow to be neutered, getting his nuts chopped off. Janessa's been enjoying saying that for a week. You're getting your nuts chopped. You're getting them things chopped off.
Why are you being so mean?
Oh, actually, single. The other one
never wanted to send.
Yeah, they have to go find the other one now.
Oh, I don't want to.
It's going to cut into his abdomen and pull it out and chop that one off too.
Just add insult to injury.
Give
me that nut.
You thought you were surviving by hiding. Nope, I'm taking you too.
That poor dog.
Oh, he has no idea what's coming for him tomorrow morning. The Zack Snyder thing. I seen it's not going to be a miniseries.
Yeah, I saw that too today.
It's going to be a 4-hour movie.
Yeah. That only means because I thought it was supposed to be 6 hours.
It was supposed to be 6 hours. That's why they were originally going to put it out in a miniseries type setup. So people weren't stuck in one spot watching a 6-hour movie.
Right.
4 hours is still asking a lot.
Probably still a lot.
You got Kong Combat. You got the cons.
I'm thinking, well, we'll talk about it.
Okay. I got the links underneath for any of the stuff that if you want to click on it. Well, I'm ready to go whenever you are.
All right. I'm not ready yet.
Because nobody's playing the Twitch.
Not even our one viewer?
Not yet. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they've smartened up.
These guys are lame. Go ahead and throw our banner on. I can't see.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Hey, not there. Hey there.
Or Bruce banner.
Hey, you know what? Dadnarok is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok.
Have you done any TikToks lately?
I haven't done a TikTok in a while. I'm hooked to the damn site. I'll tell you that much.
Christina is too.
But I haven't done one in a while.
She's
I find it. Some of them are funny, and some things are funny as hell. Scrolling through, I'm like, well, that's entertaining.
I can see. Okay.
Clearly now, rain is gone.
Let's go. Yeah, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Demonetized.
We were never monetized.
Yeah, we got to get monetized first.
You can't demonetize and demonetized.
I know, right? Shoot, we should just do everything on here. Just show movies and what the hell? We got to get monetized first before we can
see how fast it pulls down. Kaboom! Kaboom! Kaboom!
All right,
look at that. We're a record. That was only up for 20 minutes. I hear them taking down videos live stream. While they're going live, they pull.
Oh, really?
Down. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've heard Facebook doing it. I've heard of Twitch here doing it. I'm like, wow, man, you must have really crossed the line when they done shut you down live.
Showing faces of death and awful things. Here's some hardcore pornography.
Someone's butt just hanging out.
Do nothing to me. It's live.
I'm going to turn around and move the camera during our show.
Still nobody watching.
It's probably a good thing after that
Yeah,
comment.
probably a good
And okay. Okay, let's pull the notes back up. What the hell? What did I close my notes? What the fudge? Oh, come on. And now they're gonna be gone. Son of a
What happened?
I have no idea. Seeing the Apple Mail on the computer is stupid as hell. Like if it's not like new, it won't show. It's got to be like there's like no like red mail option or anything. It's either inbox.
I should make a new background for this since we're in season 2.
Yeah, you do that.
All right, then.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, Jesus. I can't believe I got to do this again to myself. Oh, what the hell happened to my other copy? You fart knockers. Apple bites my nuts sometimes.
Do you mean to just forward this email to an email you can't access?
I got it.
Open up your Yahoo.
Yahoo! I mean, wow, that's loud, probably. I got it. I don't need you emailing me my notes.
Apparently, I do.
Oh, damn. We're only giving our no watching Twitch crowd all this gold. So you want to go live sometime soon?
Yeah.
Want to give you a countdown?
Give me a countdown.
And 3, 2, 1, and go.
Welcome back to the Dadnarok podcast. This is Sean.
And I am Chris.
That's not how it goes.
Well, I know it's season 2. I might as well start it off a little different.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the same. I like
Okay.
a format.
Cut. When we do it, let's redo it.
No, you just go ahead and say this is Chris.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, boy. What's so fucked up right now?
You threw my rhythm off.
Oh, let's stop. Let's reboot this.
Oh, damn it.
I'm deleting that track. And I am Chris.
And I am Chris. How's that guy?
Oh, that was. Oh, I didn't expect you to throw you off so bad, but you went like on the tracks to derail. You're looking at me. What the? Okay.
All right.
And 3, 2, 1, and go.
Welcome back to the Dadnarok podcast. This is Sean.
And this is Chris.
Hey, we are here once again. It's Dadnarok season 2, episode 2. What do we got in store for the fine folks today?
Oh, well, I got some smart ass kids I want to kind of talk about, and then there's some some movie news. I love movie news. So
I do too.
we're diving into some of that too.
Yeah, January's kind of slow with the entertainment. I mean, we're starting to get more and more information as things are ramping up here in Hollywood. But yeah, we've got some mostly HBO Max stuff to talk about.
For the most part, yeah, they're the ones that are in forefront of everyone's mind. Definitely with the whole same day release and negotiating contracts and trying to appease the studios that would help them make the movies and here on there and out. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, I got something to space. Speaking of which, you and I were guests on the Basement Surge this week, talking about the DC Cinematic Universe. If you guys haven't checked out the Basement Surge yet, we implore you to do so. Go ahead and check out thebasementsurge.com. Check out their YouTube page and their podcast. But yeah, that was a lot of fun this week.
Yeah, if you check them out, make sure you go to Twitter and tell them that Green Lantern movie was amazing. They'll get them rolling for you.
Yeah, and we'll never be invited back on.
Nope, that door will always be shut on me from here on out.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, also this week, I mean, you had some stuff going on with the family this week, huh?
Oh, dude. So a little bit of backstory on my son. He has had a serious chronic issue with croup. And if you're not really familiar what croup is, is when kids have a hard time breathing. So their I think it's their windpipe or something like that is too small. So when they get a little sick, they start breathing real deep and they suck their stomach all the way up under their lungs.
Mm.
And when he was maybe just turned one, we were hospitalized twice for it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, once so bad that we took him to his pediatrician. The pediatrician freaked out and called an ambulance. And then I'm driving behind the ambulance talking to you, freaking out because I don't know what's going on to my son.
Right. Yep.
So we've actually become, I don't want to say experts on it, but we've become well versed on how to handle it when it's going on. Because it happened last year. He wound up in the hospital. He got the flu, and then turned into croup, so he had both. And this year, just the other night, he wakes up and he's crying, and he's like, "Daddy, my throat hurts. My throat hurts." I'm like, "Okay, go get some water." Mind you, I'm not feeling too hot at the time. I'm doped up on NyQuil.
Right.
So I'm like, "Go get some water. Go lay back down." He lays back down, and I hear the.
Oh, that's no good.
I hear him like not getting enough oxygen.
Right.
And crying on top of it. So I wound up going in there trying to calm him down, just to start that. Then Janessa heard it and she knew about it. So then she comes in and I show him, I mean, he's pulling really hard. So our first thing is, okay, we're going outside. There's two things you do. In the hospital, what they do is they put you in an ice box, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just cold air helps open your lungs up. Or you can go the exact opposite and go in, like, say, a bathroom or a sauna and have it steamed up. And the warm air does the exact same thing.
Wow, no kidding. Okay.
So we went outside. It wasn't working a lot. So Janessa's like, cue the bathroom. So I go in there. I crank the hot water in the shower. I'm running the hot water. I'm letting it go. And before we actually even get to that, we're like, hold on. We have the breathing machine. We have albuterol. Basically, it's a stronger asthma medicine that you put in an inhaler.
Yeah.
And it goes in like a cup, and you put a mask over, and it kind of steams, so he's breathing it in into his lungs directly.
Right.
So we got that. We put that on there. We calmed him down. He took that in really well, and it stopped the pulling. But every time he took a breath, you still heard the wheeze.
Yeah.
We knew that it slowed it down, but it didn't fix the problem.
Right.
And right now, going to any type of emergency room is problematic, really.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're going to go there. The first thing they're going to do is, if you're having these issues, you're going to get a COVID test, and then they're going to do some other things. And sure enough, he did a rapid test. Luckily, it came back negative, so we were good on that.
Yeah.
The test came back negative. But come to find out, he had strep.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So when he was complaining about his throat, that's really what it was. And that's what, I mean, that's the little trigger things with him.
Right.
That one thing. Now, they did say they diagnosed him with croup as well. But those little triggers, like, that can hamper his breathing, will trigger the croup in him.
Right.
And it's an every year thing. And it's just when we've gotten so well at,
is it the changing of the weather? Does it normally happen when it starts to get real cold out, or it just doesn't matter? Is it any time of the year?
It really doesn't matter, because I remember when we were hospitalized, it was maybe late summer, early fall.
Oh, okay.
But it's something that is brought on more at night when they're laying down. So I know that for certain. If it's going to happen to them, it happens at that point.
Right.
There's got to be a medical reason behind it, but all kids are actually affected when they're laying down. So, but I mean, that was it, dude. And I was, like I said, I was all doped up on NyQuil. So I'm sitting in the chair next to him with the masks on his face, and he's breathing, and I'm struggling to keep my eyes open.
Mm.
And Janessa knows I'm not feeling well, so there's no way I can take him to the ER. Plus, I'm doped up. There's no reason I should be behind him.
Right. Yeah.
So she winds up taking him, and there's an off branch of our children's hospital, maybe about by the Dayton Malls, which is about 15-20 minutes from us at most, and it's amazing. Every time we got to go, we go there. Same place we got Skylar's hands stitched up, and they were the only one there. They were in and out of the ER in like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, good.
So they went there, and he's old enough now. So the only other course of action for him, it used to be a shot.
Yeah,
it's the albuterol, but it's a steroid version of it.
Right.
Now he's old enough that he doesn't need the shot. He can actually take the liquid, the drink. So he was able to do that. So they did that. It cleared him up. I mean, they must have done that pretty much immediately at the gate to go ahead and get him like all up to speed. And they felt comfortable releasing him about an hour after, or hour or so after they got there.
Now, will croup be something that he like grows out of eventually with puberty or anything, or does he pretty much have it the rest of his life?
For what I understand, he grows out of it. It's kind of like the ears,
Okay.
like ear infections and needing tubes and all that.
Right.
Once his body starts to mature and his windpipe gets larger,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's one of those things that he will eventually grow out of. But right now he's skin and bone. I mean, he's just a rod. So I don't know. I mean, it was one of those things that Jess was talking to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "Oh, are you a nurse?" She's like, "No, I'm not a nurse. We just been through everything."
Yeah.
I mean, we know exactly how to, address this. And we've actually been asked that before, not so much nurse, but when a nurse was going to go ahead and give us the information what to do, it's like, okay, well, we elevated his crib. We got the humidifier going in there. We took him outside. We gave him the breathing treatment, but that didn't work. We've gotten looks of astonishment in return, like, oh, we didn't expect you to know all of this.
All right. No,
Which
I'm with you.
For the nurses. I'm like, why do they know so much?
Yeah. Well, I'm with you because if I were, if Verona was, diagnosed with some sort of condition like that, the first thing I would do is just read up all and become an expert, like, right away. So that way you are prepared. I mean, you guys knew exactly what to do, like step 1, step 2, step 3, and to help him. And you knew when it was time to take him to the hospital for more help, which is, that's a parenting win, if you guys were able to stay calm and, know exactly what to do to get him through.
Yeah, and that's come over time. That learning to stay calm thing, that wasn't always, something I had. I mean, because I remember freaking out sitting in the not so much even behind the ambulance yet, but while we were like waiting for them to show up, when the pediatrician didn't even keep her cool when she said this was the worst case she's ever seen.
Oh, come on, nurse.
Yeah, don't tell me this is the worst thing you've ever done. You know what I mean? I don't need to know that.
You're saying the quiet part out loud.
Exactly. So, I mean, the one thing that the nurse at the ER did tell Janessa is like, any breathing problems, to bring them immediately. We're like, we want to make sure he can get there. We don't need the squad to get him there.
Yeah.
But that was our adventure a couple nights ago now.
God, that's scary. That's always scary. But I mean, you guys got through it.
Yeah, on to the next.
Oh. What about Skylar? I mean, how'd she do through the whole thing?
Dude, she didn't even know he left. Let me see. She wound up in bed with us, and then I got up first, and then Janessa got up. She didn't move. This was like at 4 a.m, I want to say, roughly.
Yeah.
And I went back, laid back down. She was in the same spot she was, and Zach comes popping in the room, right about 6-ish. He says, "Daddy, I had the COVID test, and that's good." He was proud of that. He was like, "I don't have the COVID," and and then the flu. But he came in. She still didn't move. We were out of bed, and she had no idea. Janessa left, and Zach left, and then came back. She just kind of slept through the whole thing, even though he was a mess, crying and coughing and wheezing and the whole works.
She just slept right through it, huh?
Slept right through it. She's a rock.
Oh well.
How do you want to? Speaking of Skylar, though, dude, you have a daughter. That's what, a year younger than Zach, roughly.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
So did you and are you going through the negotiating from her?
She is an expert negotiator. She's been doing this for a couple years now, if not more. Yeah, every night at the dinner table, basically, we're sitting down and having negotiations.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dinner. It's every night at dinner. But we'll sit down and we'll be like, "Okay, Skylar, here's what we're gonna do." Like I attacked dinner tonight, just like I did yesterday. It's your turn today. But we'll put her in bed. It's like, okay, you got an hour of this. If it's Nick Jr., Disney Jr., whatever, then we're going to put on boring TV. Because if she lays there, she's going to continue watching Nick Jr. all night.
Right.
But if I put on ESPN or HGTV, she's gone.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't care about either of those two channels.
Not yet, but with you as a dad, I'm sure she will eventually.
So she's like, "Okay, Daddy, so hour and a half." Hour. She drops in. She's like, "Okay, hour 15 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes." And then I dropped mine. I'm like, no, we're not playing this game.
Oh no, you were playing hardball.
Yeah, as soon as you start working, I dropped my number. And like she went back to the hour. I'm like, okay, an hour? It's like an hour. That was a win on my side. Now, I don't always win,
Yeah.
but it's the skills of her negotiating, and she's learning them from Zach.
Oh wow.
Like she's piggybacking off of Zach, and I sit back. I'm like, I can't believe I'm negotiating with a 4-year-old. What is wrong with today? Well, what's going on? Why I can't wrap my brain around it?
It frustrates me and it pushes my buttons. And then at the same time, there's a small part of me that's like proud of her. Because if like, hopefully she can carry this through one day where she's sitting in front of a table negotiating a pay raise or something with her boss. Hopefully she can keep that skill set
And transfer the dinner to pay.
Yeah, something. But I got to tell you, it's frustrating. I mean, I just want to sit down and have a meal where she's not like, well, I don't like this. I hate this. If I eat just these 3 pieces, can I have a snack afterwards? It's like it's constantly going throughout the entirety of the dinner session.
Did you guys ever break out this many bites, bites, and then you can have something else?
Right. Yep.
She'll negotiate back and forth with Janessa on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, what is going on? And then there's Zach. So Zach got in trouble didn't yet get in trouble. Janessa called him out on it. And it was a cup that was in the back office. He knows he's not supposed to have food or drinks in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out and says, Zach, what's that? And I'm sitting there. He's playing dumb. He's got that play dumb thing down.
Right.
And he's playing dumb, and she's asking him. And then I'm kind of sitting there, and she's asking him. He's like, I don't know. What is that? And it goes back. Then all of a sudden, he just goes, chicken. And I lose it. Because the way he said it, I busted out laughing so hard. And Janessa's hand went to her face because she wanted to laugh too. But like the comic timing of him saying chicken was fantastic.
Yeah, they don't even know how funny they are sometimes.
I'm like, dude, that was amazing, and you have no idea on how good. Because he starts laughing because he sees me about to lose my crap.
Right.
My hands are on my face. I'm leaning over on my chair, just almost crying, laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And Janessa is just standing there, and then she then she looks at me and points at me. She's like, "That's you. I blame you.
It's all you. You deal with it."
Exactly.
Oh man,
the wide gamut, between negotiating skills and ER trips, and it's been a busy week.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It sounds tiring. What a tiring week.
Oh yeah, I'm exhausted, but I don't think I'm ever not going to be exhausted. I'm just going to, until Skylar's, graduated high school, I'm going to be exhausted.
Yeah, you're in trouble permanently, basically, until both of them are out of the house.
Pretty much, yeah. My house, my rules. No, my house negotiable, apparently.
I had not a tiring week, I guess. There's a lot of energy spent. We got a new dog this week, which is always kind of that's a big thing for a family. Dog's an important member, right? So we had a puggle named Charlie that passed away a few months back, and Christine and I got this dog early on in our relationship, pretty much right after we got married. And we had the dog for maybe 13 years, and she had some health issues the last couple of years. And basically, we moved in this house, which is bigger. And when she passed, it just, we felt the hole that it left. It was just like, even though she wasn't like the loudest or most active dog, just like seeing the empty dog bed in the living room, it was just like, it was really just kind of a sad thing. So we made it a goal, like after, we're going to get through the holidays, and after the holidays, we're going to, make it our mission to try to adopt another dog. And finally, the Humane Society here in Kentucky came through. We found this perfect Staffordshire Terrier, which is basically like, she's kind of like a really small pit bull. She's got like that real stocky, wide build with the muscles. And she had just had puppies. She's only about 1.5 years, maybe even younger. And she already had puppies, and her puppies, they just basically took her puppies away the week before we got her. So she's still like, dragging her dog boobs on the ground as she runs. But she's, I mean, the sweetest thing. She already loves it here. She's already like, Verona's best friend, sleeping in her bed with her and stuff, following her everywhere. So we're just thrilled how that turned out.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we did the new dog thing a few months ago, so we're kind of going through the same thing now. Is this dog house trained already and housebroken, or is it something you guys got to do?
Mostly, she's had some accidents here, and I think it's mostly just being in a new environment, not getting used to our schedule and our routine. And sometimes when she gets overexcited, somebody new coming through the door, or one of us comes home, like she starts wagging her tail a lot and kind of lets out some pee. Um, I don't know if that has anything to do with just the fact that she had puppies recently too. Maybe she's not
Good.
completely
I mean,
healed
yeah,
up.
the happy pee is always better than the pissed off pee.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
It's
mad
hard
at
to
you.
get mad at a dog
Smart.
if they're so happy at you that they pee. Gonna be mad. It's hard to be mad about that, but
I get mad at my dog because it knows it needs to go outside and goes right in front of the door that needs to go outside. Even if we just been outside for 45 minutes, they come in and crap right in front of the door.
oh yeah,
Luckily,
or how about after it snows and it's nothing but a big old mud pit in your backyard, and they decide to just like haul ass up and down the yard and then come in just covered in mud. That's always fun too.
luckily, you won't really have that issue anymore, will you?
What do you mean?
Well, the mud pit. Because I remember the back fence of your old house was just one long mud like dirt strip. When anytime like it rained or snowed, it was a mess.
Oh, that's just because of the wear and tear. I mean, the dogs, they start running and they start tearing that turf up when they're like, running after each other. And so, yeah, we got spots in our new backyard that
Okay, Mr. Suburbia Dad, you need to get out there with that seed in the fall and the spring, and you better
I
seed that yard.
know. That's what I'm doing. I mean, that's what I'm doing. We're finding ways to maybe put some hay down and some grass seed to try to avoid that. But in the meantime, I mean, it snows. I can't run out the same day, and it's not, you know, top priority. So
That's
we
funny.
just make do.
It shouldn't be too painful. Luckily, I've got an older dog that really doesn't give a damn, and then the little dog that it's funny because I think Chloe is like house training Lyle because like over the past like 3 or 4 days, she's going outside like hourly, if not earlier, sooner.
Hmm.
And it's like she's never done that before. And what I'm noticing, she goes outside and just lays down in front of the door, and
Oh
Lyle
wow.
runs around the yard.
Yeah.
So she's taking him outside because she knows every time she goes outside, he's on her hip.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's going outside and taking him with her, it's almost me thinking, is she like knowing we're getting fed up with him crapping in the house and she's taking him outside?
She's like, look, if you want to stay here, you need to know the rules.
Even though you're a pain in my ass. It's because we took him to the groomer to get cleaned up. We did something. Janessa did something that I didn't like what he did. Basically, he cut his face all the way down. It looks like a poodle, and it's like he lost all of his like personality, the fluffy face and everything.
Oh no. Yeah.
But she wanted to do it once while he was still younger, just to see what it looked like. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing that again. But while he was gone for like 2.5 hours, Chloe was like looking for him. Like, where's he at? Why is he not here? Why is my thorn out of my butt? I mean, why can't I find him?
Yeah.
So she's already attached to him, which is pretty cool.
No, that is good. Yeah, that's always a good feeling when the kids have a good attachment with the pet. I mean, that's half the reason why you're bringing a pet into the home is for the relationship there. And I never really had a pet growing up. Like it was, my mom would try to get us a cat here and there, and then it would kind of pee in the house or whatever, and once, and she'd be over it. So we never had like a long-term pet, and having like a pet for its entire lifespan pretty much is kind of a thing I've only experienced in adult life. But it was something I wanted to make sure my daughter had that experience with growing up with pets, in a loving
Yeah.
household, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I always had dogs.
Yeah.
At one point, I think we had a flipping zoo. Like I know we had a potbelly pig that ran around the house back in on Mulberry Street for a little period of time.
How do I not remember that?
I don't think it was very long. I think it became bacon. No, I have no idea. We had a chinchilla back before I met you. Man, ducks when we moved to the North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a little bit of everything, but we like the one steady thing we've always had were dogs.
Yeah.
And I've always had one. Yeah, my adult life and as far back as I can remember.
Yeah. Chelsea was like a staple of our childhood. I mean, Chelsea, you had for years and years.
Yeah, puppy through the time we actually had to put her down. Yeah, so
Yeah, and how old were you when she passed?
oh boy, so it
You were
was.
probably in your 20s, right? I mean, you were already an adult.
Oh yeah, I was well into my 20s.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, I mean, I feel
20.
like I remember Chelsea being around when we first met, and then she finally passed when we were well into adulthood.
Yeah, yeah, about I think I was 25, 26, maybe.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, because Janessa doesn't know didn't know Chelsea, and we've been together 10 years. Yeah, so yeah, late 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Man, I
dogs,
can't
I
believe-
mean, when you get them young and they can, live for 12, 13 years plus, they just become a staple, man. And when they pass, it just leaves such a hole. So, yeah, we were ready to bring a new dog on, that's for sure.
yeah, we made the mistake of getting a new dog too quickly. Once
Yeah.
her dog passed, she had a dog, a little miniature poodle named Pierre, and for a long time it was Pierre and her. I mean,
Oh,
she
yeah.
wasn't anywhere near home. It was just those two, and they were just kind of inseparable. And then I came into the mix, and
Right.
he wasn't too fond of me at first, but then he was the weirdest dog, dude. Like I've never seen a dog sleep under the covers in a bed,
Oh, yeah.
but not only under the covers, dude would lick my thigh. It was weird, man. I'm like, you can't go.
That'll wake
be-
you up.
You can't do that. That's no, it's not right. It's
Yeah,
coming in
get
level.
out of here. Yeah.
But yeah, when we eventually had to, yeah, he had to go too, and
Yeah.
I didn't know I was as attached to him as I really was.
Sure.
It was one of those things when it came down time to go ahead and say our goodbyes and everything. Even the doctor was like, it took so quickly. It's like it was we did the right thing, which
Yeah.
felt good to know, but didn't feel good knowing that we weren't coming home with him.
Yeah, it feels good when a dog or cat doesn't accept you and then finally warms up to you and accepts you as a person, as its as its person. That's actually a good feeling.
That's Janessa and Chloe.
Oh, yeah.
Originally, Chloe wanted nothing to do with her. She was all me, and she would argue with Janessa, and then I would wind up arguing with her in dog voice, and Janessa would get a kick out of it. We're like talking to each other.
Right.
And now, I mean, granted, wherever I am in the house, Chloe is. So if I'm in bed, she won't go to bed without me. She'll lay in bed, in her bed, or she won't leave the bedroom until I get up. But if I'm not home, she's attached to Janessa's hip,
Yeah.
and it used to never be that way. So even Janessa's like, how much better relationship they have between each other, and everyone else seen it. And eventually she came. She's like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? She's becoming more your dog than mine now. You know that, right? So that's
I
going to be.
Deanna's dog. She's got a dog that's also a puggle, by the name of Zoe, and she's had this dog a long time. And Zoe's always just barked at me incessantly, acted like she hated me. We had a bad experience one time where Deanna was like out of town, and I stopped by her house to basically let Zoe out, let her use the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah.
She was so scared of me. Like I was trying to get her back in her crate, and she was just like running through the house as fast as she could and like crapping while she was running. She was so scared. I was like, oh my God, like, what do I do? I was freaking out. And yeah, so and then we had this tense relationship for years where she would just kind of like stay behind Deanna and kind of give me dirty looks and kind of growl and bark here and there if I entered the room. And I felt bad because it's like, dogs are typically like good judges of character. So it's like, well, what's wrong with me? What did I do?
What do you sense to me that no one else senses?
Well, here's the thing. Now we all live in a house together, and I'm the one that's here all day, every day. Deanna goes to work. Everybody else goes to work. I work from home. So I'm like, only port in a storm, right? So now Zoe and me are like, best friends, and I'm always giving her cuddles and pets and, all kinds of things. She's always walking up to me and wagging her tail. So everything is copacetic now.
That's great. Well, I mean, we got a lot of dog talk. I think we talked more about dogs than I think we intended on. That's pretty crazy. Once we get
Our new
going
show,
about
Dadnarok.
dog. Well, I mean, you can tell how much the animals mean to us when we can actually get off on a topic like that. That was supposed to only be maybe a few minutes.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've really talked about our pets much back on the show, but yeah, it's kind of a big part of both our lives.
Yeah, but let's get into a little bit of Disney news. Wow, let's get a little bit into that DC news here, or
Yeah,
DC. Yeah, how about we go ahead and get into a little bit of this movie news
let's
that
do it.
has been coming out recently here. So everyone knows we've been talking about the Zack Snyder Justice League cut here, and he came out and basically said it is not going to be a miniseries because it's been advertised as a miniseries that was going to be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be 6 hours. And now they're saying it's going to be a movie and it's going to be a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, this kind of rang strange to me that they would announce that would be the 6-hour miniseries, and now it's rolling back to a 4-hour runtime. Which, in all honesty, I mean, the theatrical cut of Justice League was already like over 2.5 hours. I think it was pretty long. So to jump from that to 4 hours, it's still you're getting some extra footage, but this reeks to me of them wanting to not spend any more money on the Zack Snyder cut. I feel like maybe he asked for more and they were just like, just use what you got. We got to put this thing out now. This is something that's not being released in theaters. It's not going to make us a ton of money. Like, I don't know, just to roll it back from 6 to 4 hours just feels off to me. Yeah, it's pretty drastic.
It's a drastic cut. And also they were saying it's gonna be released in I think in March. Hold on. What? No, I'm recording. Go. I'll give you a hug when I'm done. Yeah, they also said they're gonna be oh my dear Jesus. What?
There's that negotiation.
Okay, well, if you're both in your bedroom, no one's gonna be rude to anybody. So take your butts to bed.
The negotiations were short.
Oh, that's funny. Oh hell, where was I?
Are they moving it from May to March, or was that King Kong?
Or it's in March. No, I don't think they're moving it. I'm not even sure enough to say it anymore.
Okay, that's what you were going with, that they were moving it, but I see in the notes here that was a note in Godzilla.
Yeah, so with them doing this, we were already kind of skeptical of it as well. And they even went as far as saying that there's going to be post-credit scenes. So scenes, multiple.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
well, regardless, I'm going to be watching it, whether it's 4 hours or 6 hours, whichever. I feel like there's still going to be big changes within the narrative and big changes, even with the stuff that aired theatrically. I think there's going to be scenes that are different in addition to additional scenes.
I don't know where I can carve out 4 hours in a day to watch it, though.
Oh, no, I won't be able to either.
I was pumped about, the 6-hour miniseries type stuff. It's like, I can easily squeeze an hour out of a day to watch us.
Right.
If they're going to do it, if they're going to try to milk it for all it's worth and do it, for 6 weeks, or if they were going to dump like 2, 2, and 2 or something down those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be really rough to find that much time to be able to sit down. That's sacrificing sleep in that our age here. Sleep comes first.
Boy, come on. We're not that bad.
Oh, no, I'm definitely that bad. If I don't get my sleep, I get in trouble. I get chastised.
No, you're right. Especially, well, here's the thing. Like, I'm always tired during the week. And then it's like, I'm not going to get into it. Never mind. That's just complaining.
That's funny.
Okay, let me roll into Godzilla. Yeah, so that was some updated news with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like I said, I mean, I'm still going to watch it. I may have to split it up into 2 nights or over a couple weeks or something, but it'll be fun.
Isn't going to work because I'm going to see it sooner than that. So if I get ahead of you on this, that's a no-go.
I know it's something we're probably going to discuss on the show, so I'd imagine we'll need to consume it as quick as possible. What other news did you hear coming out of Warner Brothers?
So we have Godzilla vs. Kong. And now I am more excited about this movie than I've been about any other like King Kong Godzilla movie ever. And I think it's just because of the time we're in. Is that this is a movie I have every I plan on seeing this movie in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, I plan on taking Zach and we're going to the theater to see this because this is one I can see other movies on my screen. I've got no problem with it. I know I'm losing some of that massive feel.
Right.
But this is a movie like I know Zach was like in the King Kong. What was it Godzilla? I don't know. One of these two guys had a movie out a couple years ago that he enjoyed, and I'm like,
Long
you know what?
Island, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I'm taking them, and there's been a bunch of back and forth between Warner Brothers and Legendary. The
Yeah,
other
because
movie.
originally this was slated to be one of the 2021 films that were only going to release on HBO Max. Like basically, Warner Brothers put out the memorandum back in, I don't know, late November, December sometime. We're like, okay, all of our movies that were slated to come out theatrically in 2021, they're just going to be on HBO Max. Every couple of months you'll find a new one. And it was a big deal, but there were some tentpole films like this one and like Dune where in this case Legendary Pictures, the basically the co-production studio that created this movie, and in Dune's case it was Denis Villeneuve, the director. They really wanted a theatrical experience. I mean, it's like Kong versus Godzilla, and you're having to watch it on HBO Max in your home. Now, a lot of people have big TVs, but it's like you were saying earlier, this is the type of film that needs to be in a movie theater.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the same feel.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say it. Now they moved it up too. They moved it up from May 21st to March 26th.
Yeah.
They bumped it forward, which I was kind of pumped to see. It's like, you know what? That's gonna be my first, I think, like actual theater experience again. Because I've been to the theater once before, and it was back before Christmas. It was one of those we rented the theater out, or just as parents did,
Yeah.
and then we went and seen a movie that was already out. This would be the first like new release movie we've seen since Sonic.
Yeah.
And
This would be for me too, the first time going to the theater since Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm there with you. I'm kind of excited. I'm thinking maybe I might go to the theater to see this one.
yeah, so this is definitely what I'm doing. I mean, the popcorn, and it's also good preparation for Zach.
Yeah.
Because let's go into Disney. He needs to know when mask on and when mask off works.
Right.
So if you're sitting down, you're eating, mask off is fine. But if you got to get up, go to the restroom, mask on. Lobby mask on. It's just those little things that they don't quite know yet that we have to go ahead and get them used to, so it's not a shock when it happens.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's some big news this week. Godzilla versus Kong. They came to an agreement. It will be in theaters. It's been bumped up a couple months, which is a big bump, honestly. From May to March is kind of a huge move that normally wouldn't happen. But yeah, I'll probably go see it for sure.
So we have that, and then we have Mortal Kombat.
Da-da-da-da. Oh, wait a second. I shouldn't do the theme because I didn't hear that theme anywhere in the trailer. Did you?
No, I didn't either. But I mean, they gave us a trailer on this one here, and it looks Mortal Kombat. That's the first thing I thought. It felt like Mortal Kombat. But it's almost like they gave us a bunch of new characters. Like we got like Ajax.
Yeah.
We got Sub-Zero. We know Sub-Zero and Scorpion are going to have a big part in it, and apparently it's going to be a lot about their backstory with each other.
Right.
Too. So they're going to be retconning some of story that's already taken place. And then we're actually seeing that it's not a reboot. It's not a restart of the actual series, because they actually talk about Shere Khan, who was the one that actually overseen Mortal Kombat in the first two movies.
Right.
So they're moving the story forward, which is fun. I'm just kind of curious where they go with it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the trailer didn't do much for me. It was kind of felt very low key. I mean, there were a lot of like establishing shots and shots of like, forests, and we didn't get a ton of like good character good shots of like the characters. Every now and then you kind of get a glimpse of a character, and I didn't really recognize any of the actors. I got a feeling that they're going for a different kind of tone, almost like, if the original Mortal Kombat movies were made in the mid 90s and were kind of like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, this is almost like the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight take, where it's more subdued and moody and more gritty and somewhat quote unquote realistic. I don't know how you could do that with Mortal Kombat,
right?
Yeah. But the fact that it's a brand new movie of a property that I'm aware of and I enjoy, and it's coming out here soon. It's not like I'm not going to check it out. I'm definitely going to be watching it.
This is 100% an HBO Max movie for me. I'm not rushing
Sure.
anywhere to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the first one in the theater. I didn't see the second one in the theater. They're both hokey, but I enjoy the snot out of both of them. So I mean, I foresee me enjoying this one. I like the movie. Oh no, it's a different property.
Were you saying Street Fighter?
Yeah.
The Legend of Chun-Li, was that the one? Yeah.
That's why I was going to go with that. Whoops.
I heard good things about that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, so I mean, really, with Mortal Kombat, that's one of the first few like full trailers that we've actually received during this pandemic time with a new movie coming out. So it was fun to see something fresh.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was almost more of a teaser trailer, which I didn't think it was labeled as a teaser before they actually give us the full trailer. So
yeah, and there was HBO Max also released like a sizzle reel this week with a lot of like short clips of basically all the movies coming out here over 2021. I saw basically one shot of LeBron James and Bugs Bunny for Space Jam, and that was about it. Like nothing else.
Yeah, it was so quick. You blink and it's gone.
Everything went by. Didn't really get a good feel of the story or the look of any particular film. But I think it was just enough to sort of get that energy going. Like, okay, we're in the new year. We got some new content coming out, and it's time to start getting excited about it.
I'm curious when we're finally going to see. See, the big markets are the big thing. If New York opens and California opens, if they open up the theaters even to a limited capacity, I think we're going to see more and more movies come out in the theaters. The studios making more of an effort to get them in the theater so we can see them rather than continuously pushing, because they went ahead and pushed Morbius again. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
I mean, if they're pushing a movie like Morbius, which it's going to have, I think it's going to have a limited audience. I don't think it's going to have a big audience, so it's not going to be a big blockbuster. But what happens when Top Gun 2 rolls around again?
Yeah.
If New York and LA aren't open or California aren't open, are they going to push it again? So, I mean, movies that they're expected to be big, almost $1 billion movies. Trillion. Wow, that'd been an amazing movie. $1 billion movies. How many more times will they push before they've got to cut their losses somewhere?
It'll be interesting to see after the pandemic is through and we're back to seeing movies again. It'll be interesting to see what the first big blockbuster is going to be again. What's going to be that $1 billion movie that brings everybody back to the theater? Because what's going to happen. We're going to have a ramp up where theaters are going to be opening up again, and they're just going to start to release things. But there's going to be one movie here in the next year and a half where it's just like everybody has to go see. Where maybe they hadn't been in the movies for 2 years, 2.5 years. And they were at like kind of a casual moviegoer, and they were just like, "This is the one that I have to see in the movie theater."
So this is the problem I think they're going to run into. There's so many windows. So you have 52 weeks in a year, and studios purposely avoid certain types of movies. Like you don't go up against Star Wars because you're going to lose. That's just one that came to mind immediately, and they don't want to put their own movies competing against each other. So they'll spread them out a little bit. They're going to run into a problem where they're going to have to go up against the Star Wars, or their own movie is going to have to release, say, beginning of the month and end of the month. And they're going to be, in essence, still competing against each other, which could actually hurt the studios in the long run when it comes to, what the movie's going to bring in.
Yeah, and then at the same time, you have these streaming services that they're really trying to, bump up and make kind of a larger portion of their business model, like Disney Plus, like HBO Max. They've already dedicated and put out there that they intend to make more stories and more movies and TV shows into those streaming services, which may or may not mean less, less things put out into the theater. But the way I read that is that maybe, instead of getting a Star Wars movie every couple of years, we'll get more, Star Wars series. We know that how full that plate is and that slate is over the next couple of years. And, they're going to move on to a different, different trilogy and stuff, and kind of pull back a little bit on the theatrical run. So I think there's room. It was becoming it, but you're right. Like we were right on the brink before the pandemic kind of shut everything down. We were right on the brink of Disney just pretty much owning the entire year, between March all the way through August, with between Star Wars, Marvel, its own Disney properties, remakes of the animated films. It just, and nobody wanted to go against it. And then, Warner Brothers and Paramount Pictures and Universal Pictures, they would try and struggle to, put out their particular big movie for that year and try to fit it within the slate. But it's been a case of just overcrowding.
Yeah, and it's also maybe one of those things too, is once things get out there, or they'll let them out slowly and pull more to like their streaming services. Cut all that. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we got all this going on here, and there is one big thing that I know I'm jonesing for, and I know you brought it up over on the Surge, Basement Surge.
Yeah.
Is I'm jonesing to go to a Comic-Con of some
Me
sort.
too.
I mean, we went so long with not going to one, and then Cincinnati Comic-Con went ahead and or Comic Expo, I should say, went ahead and got us going. It's like we went that one year together, and then I think the following year, did you miss the second year? I think you weren't able to go in 19 for some reason. And Janessa came with.
I thought the one we went to in Louisville was in 2019.
We went to GalaxyCon in Louisville.
GalaxyCon. Oh, you're talking about Cincinnati. Yeah.
You missed the second year in Cincinnati.
I did, yeah.
And that's when I got Brent Spiner's autograph and and a few others. But I mean, there's that. So I mean, I'm looking to go. I know Dayton has one here, Gem City. And they all have schedules this year. They right now they are all a planned go. Like I started getting information from Cincinnati just recently, saying they're a go for the 17th of September through the 19th. So I'm like, dude, I mean, it's one of those things. Do you go ahead and get tickets, hoping, or do you not get tickets and kind of wait and see? Then you know what I mean? Because I know last year, everyone that had tickets actually got vouchers, so they can use them for this coming year.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much do you want to wait on that? But I mean, I'm jonesing to go.
I am too. So you got Cincinnati Comic Expo. It looks like the dates for that so far are September 17th through the 19th. It's so funny because in the beginning of this pandemic, we're taking things 2 weeks at a time. Like, I don't know, it's 2 weeks from now. Well, let's wait and see. Now this thing is like 9 months from now, and we're still like, I don't know. Should we get tickets for it? It's 9 months from now.
So, I mean, there's so many variables. I mean, it comes down to the governor here in Ohio.
Yep.
Will he allow something like that to take place? He's allowing sporting events to take place with 17,000 people in the stands. Yeah, they're sitting apart from each other, but when they're going to concessions and leaving the stadium, they're not more than a shoulder, length apart. Let's be real.
I have to imagine that any public gathering, I think we are over the next year, we are definitely going to see more events. I don't know how quickly they'll ramp up concerts and things. You're going to start seeing more movie theaters open, some, concert events, but maybe they'll just have limited capacity. They'll start selling maybe half capacity for these things, but we're going to be wearing masks for the foreseeable future. I think,
I think, plus, I think they've actually come out and said they can put things on tickets. Like, say, if you go to a baseball game, on the back of the ticket says you watch at your own risk. So if you get hit by a ball, they're not liable.
Right.
So it may come down to them saying, if you get sick at this event, we're not liable for it. You took the risk and came to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I would imagine that, like any event, you can't walk around shirtless or without your shoes on. They have certain policies that they're able to enforce. They got security. They can be like, okay, well, this guy's, not wearing a mask. He's not following the rules. He needs to leave. I assume those sort of things will be in place. I mean, you can't even go to a grocery store without without wearing your mask. So I'm hoping that we can start getting these things together and people can be, somewhat responsible enough. And we've been living in the pandemic lifestyle here for a year now. If we want to start enjoying these things again, we have to, take it seriously and go about them responsibly. But, time will tell. It's a new year. Hopefully we'll get to do some of these things again.
And hopefully by that time, enough of that vaccine will be rolled out too. So that'll kind of start stemming, the spread of it and everything. So yeah, hopefully there's a light. But yeah, there's a big one on here, dude, that you brought up. I want to go to. but it's a C2E2 in Chicago. That's the big one for us because us in the Midwest, I mean, that's really the only real big one.
Yeah.
Would have to travel, the East Coast or out to the West Coast for another large style, Comic-Con type event.
Yeah, that's a destination event for sure. C2E2. If we can make that, taking a trip to Chicago would be a lot of fun.
Well, that'd be one of those things too. We're going 24th, 2020. Yeah, we're going for the weekend.
Yeah.
We're going for both days. We're going to get a hotel. We're driving up there. Last time we planned on going to Chicago, though, dude, you stiffed me. I had to drive up there with Zach. Not Zach, Danny by myself.
Hey, that was years ago. What do you want from me?
No, but that one, I mean, there's a lot of big names coming to that one. That's one of those ones that, the cosplaying event would be fun to watch.
Right.
Just the panels. I mean, one that'd be worth going to panels just because the ones that they have and bring. So, I mean, that'd be cool. Then a really, really like low key one. I was even asked about if I've ever been to it. I had to shamelessly say no, but it's one here in Dayton called Gem City, and it's at the Dayton Convention Center, and it's small, and it's kind of little, probably more what Comic-Cons used to be.
Right. Exactly.
Before they became the events that they are now.
Yeah. It was more about vendors, and it was more about comics, like literally about comic books. People going to look at stacks and boxes of comic books and buying and selling their own collections. And very low key, not what it is known for now. But Gem City in Dayton, Ohio added a 3 that we've talked about already. It's going to be the soonest. That's scheduled in July. So I can wrap my head around September, December timeframe, kind of later in the year of 2021 to be safer. But July is going to come quick, and it's right in the middle of the summertime season, which hopefully is going to be a ramp up with the vaccine and everything. So I don't know. Do you think this one might be a little too close to call, or do you think because it is kind of a more low key event, probably less people gathering, it would be doable?
Oh, this is absolutely low key enough that we can wait till last minute.
Yeah.
I want to be optimistic, say it's doable, but there's a part of me saying it's still inside.
Right.
If they pull this off outdoors in some manner, which is hard to do in the summer, definitely because weather and everything, and I don't know if they had the ability to keep doors open for ventilation to kind of pushing air through.
Yeah.
Or I mean, maybe Dayton, Ohio in July. It's going to be gnarly outside.
Right.
It's just be nasty. So it's one of those things that I don't even know if that'd be worth the time because all of a sudden then everyone inside, man, will get nasty real quick.
I mean, you walk by some people on any convention, you get whiffs of BO. I can't imagine if we're in 90 plus degree heat walking around.
Oh, that'd be terrible. But but I mean, I hope. I mean, that's why I kind of started looking into it. I just kind of went down a rabbit hole and finding out which cons were planning what and when they, what if they were trying to be optimistic. And right now, it looks like all of them are being optimistic about actually holding their events. But it's also this. I think we got to put this into effect. I wouldn't touch Chicago this year. The reason I wouldn't, and the reason behind that is everybody is going to be wanting to do things.
Right.
Everyone is going to be rushing to these. Even if they've never been to an event like this before, they're going to have friends like, you know what? We haven't been able to do anything. I like going. I bet you may like it too. And they may bring 5 extra people. So the sheer number of people, if they're allowed to even be back at the full capacity, is going to be to the point where it may not even be enjoyable.
Oh, for sure. You're right. I mean, the pendulum will swing the other way eventually. Right now, everybody's, being cautious. Well, not everybody, but most people are being cautious. Companies are being cautious. Corporations, event holders, everybody's erring on the side of caution. But there will be a time where most people will feel comfortable about getting back and doing these things, whether it's just going down to a restaurant, having a meal, at a restaurant, whether it's going to a concert, any kind of event like this, where you're right, the pendulum is going to swing the complete other way and everybody's going to be jumping at the bit to just getting out of the damn house.
That's why it's got me. I mean, I want to see a concert more now than I've ever really wanted to.
I know. Just go to a music venue. Like taking my wife out to one of the local music venues here, seeing somebody that she follows on Instagram or something and having some cocktails, a couple beers, and just like chilling out with a bunch of people. Like, we haven't done that's something that I kind of took for granted as like, that wasn't like my go-to thing, but I know how much she enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And to be able to take her out for a nice dinner and to do something like that would be great.
I mean, we have the Phrase right up the street from us, and it's just an outdoor amphitheater, and a
Yep.
lot of big names come to it. So it's like, you know what? That may be, where we go. I mean, I may find a concert to be able to take like Zach to or Skylar to, because Skylar is amazing. I can't get over Skylar. It's like, if we keep her far enough back and she's sitting back there with her horns up and just kind of rocking out.
Yeah.
With her headphones on.
Negotiate those ticket prices with Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Skylar. This is you. See if you can beat them down. Good luck. But I mean, I know, even say, for instance, I like seeing Skillet. I haven't heard them. I just kind of got back on them for a while. They put out an album I thought was terrible, and I really never went back, and I just kind of refound them. And they usually go to Kings Island for their Spirit Days or something like that. It's like a festival they put on, and if you can get like season passes, it's a part of it, or you can get discount tickets or whatever works. Mm-hmm. If they go over there, I can see Skylar enjoying that, and actually Zach, because they put on a show.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just one of those things. I kind of been wanting to see more and more live music in the past, 2 or 3 months, more than I have in the past.
Oh, at this point, I would take going to some dive bar and seeing some cover band play on a, AC/DC cover tunes on a crappy Saturday night or something with the watered down dregs. I don't even care at this point. Just get me anywhere.
Well, you know what, man? I think it's a good time for us to go ahead and sit down, put our headphones on, just listen to some jams, and just drift right into that cheesy. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay, so I see you're armed with your dad joke book. So how about you hit me first?
All right, here we go. I went through here. I skimmed through some of the jokes, and here's one that tickled my fancy. Are you ready?
Your fancy. Okay, we'll go.
Why did the Energizer Bunny go to jail? He was charged with battery. Huh?
No.
He was charged.
Yeah, no, I get the punchline. I get it 100%. You should have kept on going, dude. There's a whole book full of
look. That was the best one that I found after a few minutes of skimming through this thing.
Oh, you're gonna give me a hard time with this one too.
Okay.
Did you hear about the guy who invented the knock knock joke?
No.
He won the Nobel Prize.
I liked it.
He's like, you liked it? Oh no!
I didn't laugh, but I did appreciate it. I thought that was pretty good.
I seen it. I was like, I laughed when I read it.
He won the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, no doorbell, he had a knock.
Yeah. I had to let that simmer and saturate for a bit. I kind of like it.
If it's got to sit and marinate in you, it's not a good joke.
Oh, it's not a good joke, but I appreciate it.
Oh, man. That's funny stuff here.
Oh, do you want me to go into let me go into
yeah, we've gone quite a ways for.
We've just been talking on and on this episode.
Well, the dogs are what got us.
I know. All right. That's going to do it for this episode. Join us each and every Friday night at 10 p.m. as we discuss WandaVision on our WandaVision After Show. You can catch that on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter every Friday night, 10 p.m. In the next few weeks, we're going to have some guests on the Dadnarok podcast. Kind of a special thing for us. We haven't really done that too much. So be on the lookout for that. Listen to the Dadnarok podcast. Of course, you're listening to it right now. What the heck, on Apple Podcast, Amazon, Google Podcast, everywhere podcasts are available. Be sure to check out our website, dadnarok.com, for past episodes and our merchandise at TeePublic. Get you a throw pillow, get you a travel mug, get you a hoodie, anything to help out the show. Anything that you get is going to help out the show.
Yes, anything and all things. It's appreciated.
Absolutely. So what else we got going on? Anything else I need to mention?
Nope. I think that's a good place for us to go ahead and say sign off for the evening. I think it's a good place for us to go ahead and sign off for the evening. So we'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
Anything you want to add? Yellow is good. Is that Timmy? Howdy, Sean and Chris.
Oh, for that, yes, going to the Wiggles concert.
He said he was like, "Yep." What's up?
We usually don't. Maybe were you the one? Were you on this whole time, Tim?
Yeah, I think he was because it never changed.
Oh my gosh,
he may be our one.
No, he only found out about it recently. We had the one before I went to go see him.
Nice.
Oh, I know what I'll say. I'll know what I say. The negotiations were short. There we go. Anybody?
Okay. Yeah, that fits in with the kids negotiating. Yeah, dude, we went almost 25 to 28 minutes just on the dogs alone.
Damn, talking about them doggies.
I was looking at the clock. I was like, okay, well, how do we transition out of this? Because because I was like, okay, we still have like two main topics of the show. When we already hinted to one of them, we can't cut that one completely.
I know. All right, that's good. That's a nice full show.
First one, yeah, first real full show since we've been back.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim. Thanks for watching, man. I'm gonna go ahead and sign us off here.
Bye, brother.